Jake Paul. All day, every day.
Why?
Just think he knocks him out cold.
Would you be willing to take the bet with Tyson Fury that's saying that Jake is going to beat you?
No, I'm not worried about what Tyson Fury's got to say. That's what I'm saying. It ain't even about the money. I'm betting on myself.
Yep.
I'm focusing on myself. I'm fully betting on myself. I ain't worried about what anyone's got to say.
So when I'm bouncing around the ring, jabbing, weaving, and doing all of these things, I know I can pick them apart and score points and make this a very, very big contest.
Reports indicate that Tyson Fury shocked everyone when he unexpectedly stormed into the Anthony Joshua versus Jake Paul press conference, instantly shifting the atmosphere. With all cameras pointed at him, Fury issued a bold warning to Joshua, insisting that Jake Paul is far more dangerous than people assume. He claimed Paul has the power, discipline, and self-belief to pull off a massive upset. Fury even declared he would bet £1 million on Paul to beat Joshua, a statement that sent shockwaves through fans and analysts.
About possibly Joshua using Jake Paul as a tune-up to fight you. What are your thoughts on that?
I don't know about tune-up. I think Jake Paul knocks him out.
Seriously?
Yeah.
Why so? What impresses you about Jake Paul?
I just think Jake Paul would knock AJ out. I think AJ's a spent force, and I think Jake Paul's on the rise. And I like his new heavyweight look. Bit chubby, bit bulky. I like how Jake Paul calls out the full spectrum.
2. Anthony Joshua fired back after hearing Tyson Fury's £1 million bet on Jake Paul knocking him out. Joshua said he refuses to be distracted by outside talk or side wagers, emphasizing that his focus remains entirely on himself and the fight ahead. He dismissed the bet as meaningless, stating he prefers to back his own abilities rather than get caught up in hype or gambling. Joshua made it clear he's here to fight, collect his paycheck, and move forward, not entertain betting drama or outsiders' predictions.
Would you be willing to take the bet with Tyson Fury that's saying that Jake is going to beat you?
No, I'm not worried about what Tyson Fury's got to say. That's what I'm saying. It ain't even about the money. I'm betting on myself.
Yep.
I'm focusing on myself. I'm fully betting on myself. I ain't worried about what anyone's got to say.
He did say he's going to put £1 million on it. Would you be willing to take that bet with Tyson Fury?
Respectfully, I'm not worried about what Tyson Fury's got to say, or I'm not here for any of that betting and nonsense. I'm here to fight, and that's all it is. Once I get the job done, I'm going to collect my check, cash it, and I'm going to focus on the next one. My bet is on me.
Jake Paul believes he can defeat Joshua, claiming Joshua struggles against smaller fighters, something he sees as his advantage. Analysts, including a commentator named Henry from a boxing podcast, have examined Joshua's past fights with shorter opponents, noting certain patterns. While Paul highlights what he thinks is a weakness, analysts argue that Joshua's technical skill, power, and reach usually outweigh any size-related issues. The discussion reflects the larger debate about size differences in boxing. Still, Joshua's experience and preparation make him a serious challenge despite Paul's claims.
Joshua definitely doesn't struggle, and that's against guys who are of a similar stature to him. When he won his first world title against Charles Martin, he was a taller heavyweight. Not taller than AJ necessarily, but a heavyweight of taller stature, and he got that one with a very simple knockout. It was one of the easiest fights of Anthony Joshua's career. He had a war against Vladimir Klitschko, but again, he was highly competitive and eventually managed to get Klitschko out of there. In the Kubrat Pulev fight, while it was a mixed performance, he did end up producing one of his best knockouts. Similarly against Robert Helenius, whilst AJ probably didn't put in one of his best performances again, it ended in another dramatic knockout. He was punch perfect against Otto Wallin, in my opinion, and he had that absolutely devastating knockout win against Francis Ngannou, who, of course, an absolutely enormous man with a fantastic chin, or so it seemed until Anthony Joshua got his hands on him. Even earlier on in his career against the likes of White, Brazil, and Molina, these were all taller heavyweights who AJ dealt with consummate ease. Of course, most recently, he had that loss against Daniel Dubois, but we can't say that Daniel Dubois...
Jake Paul portrays himself as a fearless challenger ready for anything. But beneath the confidence, he clearly understands the enormous size difference he's facing. He even jokes about needing to look up just to make eye contact with Joshua. Still, he tries to maintain the same bold energy he uses before every big fight. Paul wants people to believe that confidence alone can carry him through against a former world champion who has defeated elite opponents. He presents a fight as a lesson for young boxers, saying that taking on someone so formidable shows real courage and ambition.
Anthony Joshua, how we doing?
Dude, never been better. This is what I dreamed of. This is what I manifested into reality. I'm here to shock the world, inspire the next generation, We're in the Heat arena. I'm a big Heat fan. Miami's on fire. This is my first pro fight, was in Miami against Gibb. I'm bringing that same energy here. First round KO.
And the Schmo interviewed you there. When you fought Gibb, it was on Fight TV. We've been with you along the way. Not very many times you're looking up at a face-off. So what did you make of looking up for one of the very first times at a face-off right here?
Just looking up at Daddy there and just seeing, you know, how big he is, and just my eyes were kind of going into his nipples and stuff, which I kind of liked. And then basically I was just like, whoa, he's big in that. And then, yeah, I can't believe how tall he is.
Is this chain really on the line for the winner?
I don't know if it's confirmed, but I mean, I'm down. But he has to put something up, too. There has to be something in it for me.
You say this is the biggest upset that's going to be in boxing history, right up there with 42-1 with Buster Douglas.
Yep.
What is the headline going to be when you knock this guy out and he's laying on the canvas?
5. Matchroom CEO Frank Smith has stirred controversy by claiming the Joshua versus Paul event is more spectacle than sport. He argued that the fight is designed to entertain rather than serve as a true test of boxing skill. According to Smith, the promotion is built around shock value, not competitive purity, raising doubts about how serious or genuine a matchup really is. Smith also expressed hope that a Tyson Fury versus Anthony Joshua megafight could still happen, calling it the biggest matchup boxing can make. He believes 2026 might finally deliver the long-awaited showdown, though he cautions that boxing is full of big talk and not all proposed fights materialize due to logistical and contractual hurdles.
Just to silence all the doubters here, you know, a lot of people saying this can't be real, you know, Anthony Joshua going in there, it must be an exhibition, or Anthony Joshua's going to it's going to be choreographed and Anthony's going to carry him through a couple of rounds. I know Anthony Joshua, just to silence all those doubters, he's going to go in there to do a job, right?
It's 100% real. It's 100% real. People ask him, why is it 8 rounds, not 10? Because I don't think it goes past the first round. So it's, you know, regardless, it's quite irrelevant. I think he steps across the ring and knocks him out, you know, but we're in for a bit of fun and everyone's going to be tuning in.
It might not be fun for Jake Paul. I mean, it's serious entertainment, is it?
Yeah, 100%. You know, look, I agree with you. I accept Jake Paul is absolutely mental for doing this. And I don't think he quite realizes. I think he's got people around him who actually are saying, you know, Anthony Joshua's chinny. He said it in interviews. It's quite wild, but you know, if that's the world he wants to live in, he'll find out on December 19th.
And Frank, to finish with, the plan is still sometime in 2026, AJ against Tyson Fury. And Turki Al-Sheikh's working on that, is he?
That's the fight we want to make. That's the fight we want to see. Look, we're all guilty of doing a lot of talking over the years and that not happening. So I don't want to talk too much, but that is definitely what we want to see in 2020.
Joe Rogan has called the Joshua versus Paul matchup extremely dangerous, one of the wildest fight proposals in years. He stressed that Joshua's size, power, and championship-level experience make him a terrifying threat for Paul. Rogan dismissed the idea that any contractual restrictions could limit Joshua's danger, saying nothing can neutralize his knockout power or skill. He pointed to Joshua's brutal knockout of Francis Ngannou as proof of how destructive he can be. According to Rogan, Ngannou's defeat should serve as a clear warning for Paul. Stepping into the ring with Joshua isn't just challenging, it could end very badly.
Anthony Joshua.
Boy. Well, realistically, it's one of the craziest propositions of all time. You take a guy who just had a boxing match that looks like a sparring match with a 58-year-old Mike Tyson, and then you're going to fight one of the absolute scariest knockout artists in the heavyweight division. Maybe we should watch the Francis Ngannou fight so you could see. Let's watch that real quick, just so you can see what Anthony Joshua is capable if he's fighting someone that's not in his league. Okay, look, Usyk beat him, and he beat him twice, and Andy Ruiz caught him in the first fight and dropped him and stopped him. It was spectacular. Andy Ruiz is super fucking talented. Usyk is perhaps the greatest heavyweight boxer of all time. Maybe one of the greatest of all time in any weight class. Usyk. You know, and Usyk beat him, and he beat him twice. But Francis Ngannou is coming off of this fight with, like, go a little bit before that so we can see this happen. Watch this.
Highlights, but it can't wrestle.
So he drops him with a right hand early, and this is like 2 minutes into the first round. And Francis gets up, he survives, and then Joshua check out this combination he hits him with. I mean, dude, the speed that he hits him with this, he's so dangerous, man. It's like you're dealing with a guy who's an Olympic gold medalist, and he's enormous, and he's got vicious knockout power, and he's got immense amount of experience at world-class levels. Just think about what we said earlier. Fought Usyk twice, fought Andy Ruiz.
Brendan Schaub and Brian Callen have voiced major concerns about Jake Paul's mindset going into fight. They believe Paul's bold trash talk and casual confidence show he may not fully grasp how dangerous Joshua truly is. They warn that underestimating a fighter of Joshua's caliber, especially with Paul's limited experience in the massive jumping competition, could be disastrous. While some fans admire Paul's courage, Schaub and Callen argue that this fight demands discipline, respect, and a realistic understanding of the risks. Some analysts even believe Paul might have a real chance at knocking out Joshua, though opinions remain heavily divided.
Sparring, getting hit, that you just know. You're talking about Olympic gold medalist. I don't think people understand how good Anthony Joshua is. They see him against Usyk or they see him against, Ruiz, and they're like, oh, he lost. And they think somehow that because he's nice, that he's not an absolute killer.
I don't think
everyone
knows that. But
a lot of people are like,
You're hanging out with the wrong people then. I mean,
6'6", 245. Let me just say this. It's a different ecosystem. Look, Jake's a thick kid. 227 is a lot. It's heavy. He's big. He's athletic. But this is different. You're not Usyk. You ain't Usyk.
Jesus.
You're talking about a very different athlete.
Do you want me to go now?
Please.
With all your rambling here?
Please.
Dude, first of all, before I go in on the cojones on Jake Paul, you have got to.
That's what I said.
Whatever the fuck your criticism of the guy is, whatever. The cojones, the huevos on this fucking kid.
I agree.
To step in there with fucking Anthony Joshua is insane. He deserves all the money.
With 14 ounce.
And what he's doing is flipping boxing on its fucking head. And this is exactly what he's there for. He's doing exactly what he said he was going to do. Kudos to him. Kudos to him.
100%.
Now, what bothers me is when you and other people go, I mean, Jake's 6'1", 227. I mean, it's insane. The other guy's 6'6". Jake could be 6'10".
I know.
300
I'm very
pounds
aware
of
of
shredded.
this.
What you guys are missing the mark on is Anthony Joshua is a gold medal winner in the Olympics.
High level professional. High level.
No, hold on. World champion. So I don't like it when we're talking like, dude, he's
It's not a physical thing,
bigger.
it's a skill thing.
So I'll say this, and I'm not saying it's a fake fight, it's rigged, especially because you got Eddie Hearn involved, and they're using 10-ounce gloves,
10-ounce
which is a
gloves.
big deal, and it's 8 3-minute rounds. 10-ounce gloves.
It's terrifying.
That's what you do in professional boxing, heavyweight boxing, which those do nothing, by the way.
They do nothing.
What you guys need to understand is, if this fight's not fixed, no one's taking a fall, cut all that narrative out. But I will tell you this. If Anthony Joshua decides to take this as serious...
One notable supporter of Jake Paul is former world champion and trainer Buddy McGirt, who believes the fight is more competitive than most think. McGirt says Paul's size, reach, and developing power make the matchup closer to even. He notes that in heavyweight boxing, a single perfectly timed punch can change everything, giving an underdog like Paul a genuine opportunity. While many still view Joshua as a clear favorite due to his experience and pedigree, McGirt and others highlight Paul's dedication, improvements, and fearlessness as reasons why an upset knockout, though unlikely, remains possible.